Good morning from Aquatica. Got my water park shirt on. I got my flip-flops on too because a lot of you guys were saying that I have the whitest feet you've ever seen. So I'm hoping to get them tanned here at the water park. We're gonna try our best to film on as much as possible, but I know that there are some restrictions here at Aquatica. So let's go in and do it. It's the perfect day for a water park. Not a cloud in the sky. There's a photo place over here and a little souvenir stand. Check out these squid hats they've got. You can get your own squid hat or even a shark hat that looks like a shark is biting your head. I do know that I can bring the GoPro into the lazy river, so we'll definitely be spending some time in there. Their signature ride is this slide with a clear tube that goes through the Cabanas dolphin habitat. Oh, there they are. They just went up right next to the tube. That's pretty neat. And then you saw somebody slide through. The next gift shop that we find has a lot of 10th anniversary stuff because this is Aquatica's 10th anniversary year. And there's a shirt with all of the rides listed on it. And you can see Ray Rush. That's one of the new ones. And that shirt is $25. Oh, and it says Aquatica down one sleeve. And that's the long sleeve shirt. This one was a short sleeve one though. The short sleeve version is only $20. As soon as we get to the main part of the resort, you can see here is the wave pool over here. And if we turn, this is where the self-service lockers are, the very first ones that we come across, and I always make the mistake of getting my locker here. There's another set of lockers towards the back of the park that I think are less popular and less crowded. Like you can see there's a line to get lockers here. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna make a quick lap around Aquatica because Aquatica is basically set up like a circle. Have a look at all the different rides, see if we can remember which rides allow us to take the GoPro on it, and then we're gonna go get changed. And then we're gonna go get on some rides. We'll start here. This is the main entrance that leads into the park, and you can see the Cabanas dolphins over here. And this is the store where I showed you guys the 10th anniversary merchandise, and those are those lockers right there. If we make a left, we head towards the wave pools, but we're gonna make a right. We're at the first slides that we come to, Dolphin Plunge, which is the slide that goes through the Cabanas dolphin habitat, and Tassie Twister, which I always thought had an interesting concept for picking up your tubes. You just kind of take one out of the lazy river, and then you get out of the lazy river and go up these stairs here. Because you get your tube for Tassie Twister out of the lazy river, here's the entrance to the lazy river, Loggerhead Lane. Aquatica, as well as most of the other water parks around town, do provide life vests for those that need them. It seems like Aquatica has more than for instance, when we were at Blizzard Beach. I didn't see as many life vests as I'm seeing right here at Aquatica. I've always been interested in trying to eat at Banana Beach Cookout because it's all you care to eat, but I can't imagine going to a water park and just going to an all-you-can-eat buffet. The prices are $14.99 for adults and $9.99 for children, which is actually a really good deal. Right across from Banana Beach Cookout is where the private cabanas are, and one of the last times that we were here, we got a private cabana. We'll put a link to that video up here and in the description down below so you guys can see what it's like to get a private cabana at Aquatica. As we continue our way around Aquatica, these are the lockers that I'm going to use today. I'm not going to get it right now, I'm going to continue walking around, but this is definitely where I'm coming, and you can see these lockers are definitely not as busy as the ones that we saw in the front of the park. There's a store here called Adaptations, which I always like that you could get like Billabong bathing suits. Like that one time that I went to Volcano Bay and I forgot my bathing suit. I wish I had, well, I did get a Billabong bathing suit, but these are much nicer than the ones that were at Volcano Bay. Right across from Adaptations is Ray Rush, or will be Ray Rush, which hasn't opened yet. We actually got to go on a construction site tour a few weeks ago, and we'll put that footage in right now. I want to apologize ahead of time for the audio. It was an active construction site at the time, still is, so there are a lot of construction noises going on around us. So I did my best to get rid of all of those loud noises. Hopefully it worked out. Check it out. I do have my Ray Rush hard hat on, ready to do a tour of the construction site. I'm excited. I feel official with a hat.
I'm David Heaton. I'm the Vice President of Aquatica. And with me today is Brian Andrelzik. He is our Director of Design and Engineering and is really integral to the project for Ray Rush. So we're excited to be able to showcase and do a hard hat tour and just show you the progress of Ray Rush today. We think it's going to be a perfect addition to Aquatica as Aquatica celebrates its 10th anniversary this year. What better way to celebrate your 10th birthday with a new thrilling attraction?
We are officially inside of Aquatica, starting to get our first views of the new slide. Oh, this looks awesome.
Through the bottom here.
This one right here behind you, this is Ray Rush. This replaces Guru Run and uses the same splash pool that we had before. So we'll have our old favorite Walhalla Wave and Ray Rush with it. So what you're seeing here is a lot of back-of-house work. This is in our expanded pump pit. We have a lot more pumps and piping in this slide.
I like this a lot. This is probably my favorite media event I've ever done. This is the slide that was here before, And this is all the new slide over here. Now we're headed up the tower.
Yeah, exactly. Switching out the sign for the new attraction. It was previously a slide. It's really neat. You'll notice something a little unique at the top of this tower. Most of your traditional family rides have a start tub where it's filled with water, and you know, riders have to climb into the raft that way. But this actually has what's called a launch conveyor, which is what I'm standing on right here. So this will actually make it very easy for guests to load up into the raft, and then we'll have a control operator who, when the ride is ready to dispatch, will send anywhere from 2 to 4 riders in a 78-inch round family raft down the slide to begin their adventure on Ray Rush. As soon as the riders dispatch from the tower here, those water jets are going to give them that sudden burst of acceleration to start them on their way down the slide. You can see as you make the first turn, you'll arrive at our 12,000-pound aquasphere. We have some fog effects inside that are just really going to make that a neat experience. And this is translucent fiberglass. So as you go down the slide further, and you may be able to see them as you go down the tower, we have translucent shapes of manta rays. So as you're sliding down the slide, you're going to feel like you're racing with a school of manta rays above your head. And as riders transition past beyond that point, you can see where they'll drop into our open-air half pipe that resembles the shape of the manta ray. And as they oscillate and slide up and down the sides of this half pipe, they'll transition to that last part of the slide and have a sudden feeling of acceleration before they reach the catch pool at the bottom. So we're really excited. The height requirement for this attraction is 42 inches, so very family friendly. And again, it just requires a minimum of 2 riders, but can accommodate up to 4.
They've also added a scale to this ride. I think this is the first scale in the park, and they say there's a maximum total rider weight of 700 pounds.
I think our guests will really enjoy the dynamics and the unique elements to this ride, and just refreshes the park. So we're really excited about the new attraction.
So as you guys can see, they are expecting a spring 2018 opening, or that it's going to be late spring. This will be where you enter into the ride right here. You can kind of see it peeking over the fence right there. One last look at Ray Rush, and you can kind of see it here on the sign. They've got it just showing up as bushes right now. That's where it's going to be, right there in the corner of the park. So although that was a short media event, it's probably my favorite one that I've been to so far, because construction really interests me in how they're building something or how far along they are. And seeing that it's supposed to open in spring, and we are in spring now. We just started spring though, so they still have kind of like 3 months to finish, but they want to get it done as soon as possible. I can't wait to ride it, for one, and I can't wait to see the final product too. Now that I've seen it in its construction phase, I'm excited to see what it looks like when it's finished. Here's Walkabout Waters, which is basically a gigantic kids play area with lots and lots of fun water experiences, like that big bucket dropping on everybody. Across the way from Walkabout Waters is the entrance to Roa's Rapids, the fast-moving lazy river, and there are more life vests over here, and I do highly suggest putting on a life vest for this because it makes it more fun. Just kind of float along and let the current really sweep you around. One thing that I noticed the last time that I was here is that the ground at Aquatica gets very, very hot. They do have these sprayers that kind of give a little bit of a cool spot, but just be prepared for the sidewalk to be very, very hot, and bring your flip-flops with you so that you don't burn your feetsies. Here's my favorite ride, Tomato Racers. I love mat slides, and I love racing people on mat slides. So I just talked to a lifeguard, and good news everybody, I can bring the GoPro on everything except for Ehu's Breakaway Falls and the Dolphin Plunge. So, haha. Good news, everybody. Here's my little tip for Mango Market. This is actually the place where if you want to get a beer quick, I think this is the place to go because, well, maybe not right now. There's a pretty long line, but normally you can bypass everybody waiting for food and just go to the cooler and grab a drink and then check out. It is 11 o'clock in the morning, so I could understand why a lot of people are in there trying to get some lunch. Over here is Kata's Kookaburra Cove. I think the most interesting thing about this is children must be under 48 inches to experience this attraction. They do have some larger size ones for some more adventurous kids, but then they have these little teeny tiny ones here for the kids that are just learning how to go down slides. Something that I've always loved about Aquatica is that they have swim lessons available here. If you go to aquaticabyseaworld.com, you can make a reservation and sign up to learn how to swim at Aquatica. And there was actually a day that we came and they participated in the world's largest swimming lesson. So over here in the wave pool, they gave one giant swimming lesson with a bunch of other places around the United States in order to complete the world's largest simultaneous swim lesson. Here's one of the only rides that we can't bring the GoPro on, is Ehu's Breakaway Falls. It's also worth noting that next to Ehu's is another set of lockers. And these are very, very, nobody's using them. These aren't as popular as any of the other lockers. It looks like there's nobody here. There are 2 wave pools at Aquatica. I think this one is shallower than this one. This one, or maybe that one's shallower. One of them's shallower, and this is the one where we did the world's largest swim lesson. As you can see, there are lots and lots of seats out here available, which is really good, but they are out in the sun, and the umbrellas are hard to catch. Got to get here real early in the morning to get an umbrella. They do have these little beach chairs with their own little covers available for rent. Or if you want to go all out, they do have cabanas out here too. And here's the other wave pool. Looks like fun. This one does look way more crowded, which is the deeper one. And the last two slides are Omakaraka and Wanu Way, which are the two tube slides, or the two sets of tube slides over here. Last place on the way around is Waterstone Grill. It's where I got one of the best burgers that I've found at a water park. So now that we've been all the way around, let's go grab the GoPro. All right, we got the GoPro. Let's go get on some slides. First stop, Omakaraka. Woohoo! Whoa, oh, bumps. Oh, bumps. Waterfall. Oh, whoa, we're going to the big funnel. Whoa, whoa. Oh, we're going backwards. Oh, jeez. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, another funnel. We're still going backwards, though. Oh, no, I don't know where we're going. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Another waterfall. Ah! Where's there? I think there's one more funnel. Maybe we'll get turned around. Oh, oh no, it's backwards. Okay, here we go. I'm going forward now. Here we go. Oh, we're picking up speed. Oh, the G-forces. Oh! So because this is a new rule, there is a little bit of confusion about it. I talked to some of the head lifeguards though, and they said that you can bring the GoPro on all of the rides except for Ehu's and Dolphin Plunge if you have a wrist strap or a chest mount. So no other mounts, you can't bring your phone or anything like that, just a GoPro on a wrist mount or a chest mount. Up next, Wanu Way. And away we go. Whoa! Oh no, it's gonna get dark. Oh! Ho, ho. Whoa! 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 Oh no, what apology! Whoa! Oh, here comes the end, big drop. Whoa! Woo-hoo-hoo! Whoa! There are 4 different slides. The purple and the yellow are the same, and the green and the blue are the same. I find that the green and the blue are just faster, especially at the end there. You can see it does 2 humps rather than just 1. Oh yeah, Tamata Racer. Let's do it. It's my favorite ride here. Whoa! Oh, it's picking up speed. Here it comes. Big drop. Whoa! Now that we've gone down my favorite ride, let's head into the fast-moving lazy river, Rose Rapids. Like I said, I got my life vest on to make it more fun and relaxing. This is the best. Oh, except for that part. That wasn't so fun. But this part is. Right here, look at this jet. Whoa, now we're really moving. This is the best. I love this lazy river. It's just fun. Because it's fast, and you get to do stuff like right next to the walls here. And you really take off if you get the jets right. Yes. Oh, we're picking up speed now. Oh, we're really picking up speed. Ow! Oh dear. Okay, here we go. Oh, look at how fast the wall's moving next to my head. Holy cow. Whoa! Oh no, I'm gonna run into some people. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Hey guys, Future Tim here. I don't know what happened with the GoPro audio here, but for some reason it decided it didn't want to record any audio on the next 4 clips. So I'm going to do my best to try to figure out what I was saying in these 4 clips. I was just trying to point out that the last ride we could take the GoPro on was Tassie Twisters, but the line seems a little bit long for me. Here I'm saying that I'm so glad that we live in Florida and have annual passes because we can come back anytime we want to. Even if the lines are long today, maybe they won't be the next time. Just a real quick comment on the logjam of floats that is piling up in the lazy river. I wanted to come over and see how crowded the wave pool is. I think that this wave pool doesn't actually turn into a wave pool. I think it's just a pool. And the one on the other side of the rocks here, which we'll show you guys in just a minute, is an actual wave pool. But this place looks like just a nice place to relax.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
Kind of interesting. You can see a bunch of people leaving the wave pool right now because I believe that the waves just stopped. I came all the way out to the rocks in hopes that the waves would start soon. Turns out I was completely wrong about everything. Both pools get waves, they just alternate back and forth. So even though we're in this pool right now, it doesn't have waves. The one over there does have waves. One's just shallow and one's just deep. Good news though, there is a countdown timer for when the waves are going to start. So in about 2.5 minutes, we're going to be in the wave pool. You can feel the energy building here in the wave pool. People are getting excited. Play-by-play commentary coming to you from Tim. Oh. All right, people are excited. Waves are here. Whee! It's like, I mean, it's sort of exciting. It's not as exciting as Typhoon Lagoon, about the same as Blizzard Beach, I guess, but there's no tubes here. It's just fun. There it is, everybody out in the wave pool, waving it up. It is starting to turn out to be a very busy day here at Aquatica, so I think we're gonna pack it up and call it a day. Well, it is definitely getting busier here at Aquatica. It's going on around 1:15, so I don't know if that's indicative of a normal day here at Aquatica where people start to show up around 1 or around lunchtime. So I would highly suggest, if you're coming on a busy day like a weekend, today's a Sunday, I would suggest getting here very early, or at least when the park opens. That way you can get on as many rides as you can. And if you can't get here when the park opens, I do suggest you get the quick queue, which will get you to the front of the line on most rides. It does cost a little bit extra, but I think it is worth it. We've done it before, and I didn't do it this time, so as you guys saw, I didn't get on very many rides, but if we had the quick queue, we would have been able to go on rides multiple times real fast without waiting in line. So there you have it. Excellent day at Aquatica. A lot of fun. I really like this water park. So with that being said, we are off. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Dan.
And now it's time to pay the price.